Hello, this is Stefan Bolleininger and I want to show you about Enterprise Architect and ENARtalis. Mostly, Enterprise Architect is designed to work model-based, but on the other hand, there are much companies who work document-centered. To combine both worlds, it is a very difficult task. You need the information about directly the company, what do they use in which context, and you need the knowledge of the model-based design. I wanted to ease it up and create a little framework for working mostly in the sector of medical devices because my add-in is directly specified for medical devices. But however, you can adapt the functionality into automotive or industry sections, and some functionality isn't needed there. So it's no problem to directly take the add-in and use the functionality. When you take a look at the project browser, my project consists each of 3 nodes. A trash bin node, a functionality which I invented after some accidentally deletes. It's just working like the Windows trash bin. The Windows trash bin just holds back the information about any deleted item, and so this trash bin is the same. When you delete anything from the project, it just moves into the trash bin and gives it a state deleted. And with the deleted state, then you can get it from any diagram, you can search for it, you can look at it where it is used, where it is connected, but it's not directly on the model anymore. It's very nice. And if you recognized you accidentally deleted it, you can bring it back. The templates node just contains templates for information for all specification possibilities, but it's just for copy and paste these up. The project model is the working model, and it's this way we are working on it. You can see a requirement specification, a system specification. System specification is used in my way for designing responsibilities up to each components, a state for requirement changing between requirements or implementation. And it also brings down the next level of design specification for hardware, electronics, software or mechanical design specifications. According to each package, there's also a requirement test package for system level for example, electronics, software, and mechanics. And the regulatory tests, where you can have the checklists for standards or something like that. The first item, go to requirement specification, start edit, and start the document view. Select from the model. Wait a bit of time. Can always take some time. So in the top bar, you just have the possibility for tools, for syncing options, whatever you want to do, whatever you need. And also in the lower button, there you have the planed. It's really planed from the model with all its hierarchy into a low, flattened up design state. For example, also, and this is really important, also link document are directly drawn in here. Like you see here in key data, if you look at it, OpenCI key data item, you see in the link document, you see this information. That's the same information you have directly in here. And so it's quite easy. Okay, just plain structure brought down. I want to create a few requirements. Like here, let's say marketing. I need some marketing requirements. Okay. So market. First is I want US market. The design, the stereotype, it's informational, the priority, well, it's medium, and who is responsible. The responsibility is quite important to know for requirement engineering. So I say, okay, I'm responsible, save and close. And as you see, there's a new requirement with the requirement sign, status color approved, proposed, no connection, and it is a new one. So that's okay. First one, I want a second one. Let's say second requirement, device be marketed in Europe. Also with a type is information, priority, high in this case, responsible and unresponsible. And close. Another requirement without any information about it. Okay, so we have the first two requirements. Then you go to tools and create a baseline. As you see, we have an own packaging version from A. The first letter is always increasing from A until Z, until Z. The second letter defines if it's an engineering version, which is not signed and not approved, or not. If it's just A, then it's a released version. If it's AEXX, then it's an engineering version. And also numbering upwards both counters for the versions. Okay, let's say the first draft, create a baseline. Says okay, do you want to generate a report? In this case, let's say no. Hasn't changed a bit. Well, now let's resync it. Sync from model. So, and now take a look downwards. Then you have the first release note, and also you have an information about approvals. It was predefined in my case. Releases, you can give quite information about releases, and now the approval. Okay, go back, and then, well, let's say it's time. So it's everything finished up in this case. It's okay. All requirements are defined. Let's call it a review. You have the possibility to give up until 9 reviewers. In most cases, it's defined on your quality plan how many you need. And you say, okay, 2 reviewers are very good now. And then you have the possibility. You can look for the existing baselines, and also you can perform a rule check. Rule check is quite a good idea. Say rule check. If you send it, another form is opening, where if you have many possibilities to select rules. For example, I take one. I ask about the rule check is applied correctly. As you remember, on both requirements I've created, the first one was just called US market, and the second one, the device shall be marketed in Europe. As you see, the requirement US market is failing. Rule speak means every requirement shall contain the word shall, must, or should. US market doesn't contain it, and so the requirement is failed. That's information we get from the review, which is quite good. You can also have another engineering baseline. Afterwards, define your reviewer, participants who are with you on review meeting, circulation on review, whatever you want. And also you can take the status for the new requirements. The approved state, in my case, means they are approved. And the internal change system of my add-in ensures that every element which was approved, will be brought into a changed state, into a status called changed, when it has been modified. So I want to set all to approved and say proceed review, and then it asks me, was the review finished? Yes or no. If I click no, then it holds the state freezes it and waits for the next start of a review. If I say yes, proceed. I took yes in here. Code yes, you see package baseline, create a review. Baseline successful. Do you want to generate a report? Let's say yes in this case. Take it up, takes the requirement specification and generates a report. Where do you want to place it? Well, let's say on the desktop, and I want, well, I can call doc, RTF or PDF documents. I want a PDF. So it mostly takes a few time to generate it. Okay, let's go down to the desktop and look for requirement effect. You can see it here. Order. All information is brought in, and here are two requirements: responsible, name of the requirements, priority, and the tilt state. And on the last page, those baselines and the approvals are. Now we can just print it out, write date and signature, and we're off. Okay, go back to the model, because this isn't all. After it, sync back after the review, and now I will. Now I have my two requirements in approved state, but that's still not connected. Now I take my requirement, click on my requirement, can look for their appearance in diagrams, their tracing, but as always already see their tracing is 0, and I can take connected deck elements. Therefore, I open a little box which represents the project, and as you see, projects which are controlled and editable by me. I always use a restrictive lock. You can also use SVN or whatever, and which are not editable. In my case, requirement specification. I take the folder requirement mapping and want to create a new element, or I can take two existing ones. I want to create a new requirement, choose the direction and the connectors type. Visualization. Say OK. Nicely. It also brought me the title from the origin. Responsibility. This gives me. And I take here a note. Implementation needed in instructions for use, documentation for the approval, central requirements list, and so on. Save and close. Okay. Say OK, and now I can reload the item and see it's now connected. You can go edit, show traceability, and you will find the connection where it has from where to where. Okay, that was the part about requirement management and requirement linking. The next part is risk management. You see this package risk management, and also there's another package in here, input from risk analysis. This is the main implementation folder where all information from risk management, where all the failures are directly went in here. Also, again, take some project and start the risk management. First, I need to configure the security settings. They're already set up, and the diagram settings. Need to load them, and I can choose which information I want, where's my critical parts where I can say no, it's not acceptable to have risks anymore. Okay, and take the risk diagrams. As I see, there are no risk elements in here now, so I choose a new risk. Okay, I cannot log it directly on all risks. I need the package for input risk analysis. Open it up and create a new risk. New risk, cause. My hazard is radiation. Radiation and unshielded. Situation, effects, patient, user, and maybe the environment. Severity. Radiation could always be very deadly, but I don't want to select mitigation or verification now. I could create also a new verification directly, but I'm not at the moment. Don't want them. Well, no, let's create a new element. Let's say I want a new mitigation. Create it. So I have my new mitigation. I can directly edit it in here. As you see, directly you have a link to the risk. Let's say that's okay. Use selected, and there's the severity decreased now in probability and severity. New hazard, no, and no risk. Okay, as you see, and the table risk, and afterwards, and go back to the diagram, show it in the diagram first, second. Therefore, you can create a very large list of risks, and also you can export it with CSV exporting, or you can make a direct complete risk report. So you can have all information you need about your risk diagrams, your severity settings, your hazards diagrams, so you can have all hazards and your information, what is used. These are the main information. Now take a look at our document view for the requirement specification, which is quite more enlarged than the other one. So you have few informations. Now you have here a few. You see, for example, here's the risk and also the mitigation. The mitigation must be placed somewhere else, and you see here the link directly into the risk element, and here from the requirement. You can't see directly that both two are connected. You can just see it if you open up the tracing window. Then you see, okay, this is the element alias and the element name. Very nice information about it, and is the tools. If you work with long linked documents, then you must be able to search them all. In this case, with a flattened up design, I just look for, I called him. I suppose I called my reviewer call. I click on it directly. Yeah, you see, call was found in here. So that's a great possibility to find it out, but also you can find through all elements, through informations. So we'll always mark it as a red spot in call. Yes, it's a few information about the ENARtalis add-in. Thank you for attending. This is a nice little video chat. I wish you a very pleasant time, and I hope that you are come back to me for the ENARtalis add-in. It's free. I just want to give you all information about it. I want to provide a free add-in for that. I just like the work. I like Enterprise Architect, and so I think that's the best possibility to give it back. Thank you. This is Stefan Bolleininger, B Quality. www.b-quality.de. Hope to hear you soon. Bye.